Yo, what's good, man? It's DJ Bindope. I really appreciate you checking out my interview right here on the Parker Daniels Show. And I want you to do two things. I want you to share the Facebook video with your friends and family, and also like, comment, and subscribe to the show, because you don't know what else he's going to have in store for you, and it's really informative. I really appreciate Anthony Parker and Kim Daniels for letting me get on the show to do this interview.
What's up to my YouTubers, man? I'm telling you, this has been a long day for me. But anyway, it's not what it's all about. Today we have a very special guest. His name is Johnny. Am I correct?
Yeah, Johnny. Correct.
Okay. And he is a DJ, and he brought along Alana. Am I correct with that one?
Yes, Alana O'Brien.
She did a story on this individual. This individual is blind. He is a DJ. We're all the way on the West Coast, right? So we're gonna bring you DJ Bindope. He's been DJing for some time, a totally blind individual, but that's not just why we brought him on here. Because there are other things that we want to stress as well. Because the guy is doing some things, and also Alana is also going to speak on the fact that her encounter with blind people was different. I guess what she thought. You know what I'm saying? It was a whole different can of worms that she opened. So, without that further ado, we're gonna bring on the DJ who's been long waiting and been patiently waiting. DJ Bindope. Explain to everybody what's going on in your life, man. What's up?
Yeah. What is good, YouTube? What is good, Instagram? I go by the name of DJ Bindope up on here. I'm also a college student. A college student in the morning and a DJ at night. And that's what Alana calls it.
College student in the morning and a DJ at night. Can you dig that? And introduce yourself, Miss Alana. Alana?
Yes, my name is Alana O'Brien, and I'm managing editor for our school magazine, Logos Magazine at Citrus College. And I fell into an awesome story by meeting Johnny on campus. Everybody was talking about how musically inclined he is and how he's such an interesting person. I should write an article about him, and I did.
Okay. Why? So when you met him, what was your impression of this individual?
My impression of Johnny is that nobody can tell him what to do. First off, he's going to do what he wants to do, and he's fearless. He's very musical. He's very good at saying, I don't know, how do I say that? He's very musically inclined. And, you know, the first thing you notice about him isn't that he's blind. That's just kind of something you notice after the fact. You notice his personality.
Okay. So, Johnny, since you've already laid the groundwork for you being an extraordinary individual, why don't you take us through your life history briefly and tell us a little bit about yourself? Thank you, Alana.
So, my name is Johnny, also known as DJ Bindope. I was born 6 months old with the condition of retinopathy of prematurity. And like I said, I went blind at 6 months old also. And, you know, I didn't know what sight really is.
So you have
if someone asked me if I was totally blind, that means that I've been blind my whole life, basically.
Okay, and you also have a twin, am I correct?
Yes, I do.
Is she totally blind?
No, she's actually sighted, actually. She was born legally blind, and God willing, she got her vision corrected because she did LASIK. LASIK surgery?
Yeah.
The new thing that's coming around?
Okay. So, as a person growing up, were you more so independent, or did you have any, you know?
I was. I knew how to get my way around school. I knew how to get wherever I needed to get.
Okay.
And my O&M instructors actually taught me that. Like, you know, how to cross streets.
So you
am I confident?
You
No.
basically can do it all. You're not a person who depends on the person to help you make the next move. You just do it all by yourself, right?
Of course. And
you sound very confident. Is that what you gathered too when you met him, Lonnie?
Yeah, he's very confident. And one of the things that I learned in writing this story and meeting his family I realized that we put limits on ourselves, and Johnny just doesn't do that. Other people try to put limits on him and try to tell him what he can and cannot do, and he surpasses that every time.
I like that, man. I can tell just basically, like I said, I've spoken with him some time, and I can tell he's a very confident individual. So what prompted you to actually get into the music business, since that's what we want to talk about? Even though you do have let me put it out, you do, well, you are working towards a degree in psychology, so I can basically say you do have a degree, because with your confidence, you're gonna get it. So what prompted you to actually get into the music business?
Well, I got into the music business because I've been inspired. I was inspired by a bunch of people I knew. If I can do a couple shout-outs, I was inspired by my cousin DJ Prospect, and I also was inspired by Big Boy from Real 92.3.
And 106, I think it's, was it another station he DJ?
And he used to also work at Power 106.
Power 106, that's okay.
Yeah.
And what was the attraction as a blind DJ?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of things attracted me, but I wanted to show people that I'm not going to be putting my limits to anything. I'm just going to do it. If someone tells me, like, it was a challenge, and I wanted to get that challenge and actually beat that challenge, if you know what I mean by that. Yeah.
So, Alana, as I segue to you, when you first saw him DJ and everything, were you like in a state of shock and awe, or are you like, oh, he's just blind, he's just DJing, or what? What was it that prompted you to really be in a situation to where you like wanted to check him out, or what have you, or did you just stare at him? Because like when people blind people do things that are amazing, they want to. And I'm totally blind. They want to just stare and look and just be like, man, how did they do that? What was your impression, if I may?
I can definitely see how people would just be in awe at that point, but you got to get over that. He's still a person. But yeah, I kind of showed up at the party and he was DJing better than I thought. Like people, when any friend tells me they're gonna DJ or something like that, I'm like, okay, you do that. I'll be there. But he was really good. He had a great feel for what the room wanted, and if anybody was, he would ask people like, "Hey, are people sitting down right now? Or are people up and dancing?" And then, based on the feedback he'd get, he'd change what he was playing. He'd scratch differently. He'd play differently. And
I like how you assisted me in that segue, because I really was going to touch on that subject in terms of, by him being a person that's visually impaired, how was he able to tell whether the crowd is sitting down or just not really interested? And you touched on that, but I want him to expound more on that. Thank you, Lonnie.
Yeah. I just thought, like, what people like and what people want, and that's the way I figured it out.
Did you have anyone to go along with you to say, well, Johnny, you need to play this because the crowd is not into it, or you need to play this, or what have you? Did you do that, or you just basically went on the field, or what?
I just went on the field and I just walked around and said, yo, what do you guys want? Asked them.
Okay. So if
nobody really tells him what to play ever.
So is there before you actually do a show, do you get the songs together and
yes.
put them? Okay. Tell us. Say for instance, if I want you to do a party as a blind person, if I want you to do a party, a rap, with a bunch of youngsters, do you get the songs together first, or you just say, well, I'm going in head first?
Can I bring up something really quick? Actually, I did a prom last year. I recently did that. And what I did was I asked the teacher, okay, what do you guys want to hear? I told him, give me a playlist 2 weeks in advance so I know what you guys want to hear. And I know, and then if people ask for certain songs, if I have them, I'll play them. If I don't, I don't. That's the way I am with it.
Okay. Now, as a blind DJ, is it hard to really to try to, because I used to DJ, but is it hard to, to find the songs, to go from one song to the next? If it is, let me know, and then tell the people what type of equipment that you use in order to be a A1 DJ such as yourself? Because I've heard you before.
No, it's not really. You just got to get used to that library, and that's the thing that's called rehearsal. You got to practice with that library, whatever they give you. That way, you know what sounds right, and you know what beats match. Okay. And I use a Newmark Mix Deck Express with a MacBook Air, and I have everything. I have 2 speakers, I have the 2 stands, and Alana has actually seen me break up and break down my DJ equipment, and I had people's faces going, "What did you just do right now?" Okay. I actually recently did it in the photography studio, and I had people's faces looking at me going, "You just did that with no help?"
Okay. Well, I definitely want to say that Lonnie did. She did do an article on you, and Lonnie, if you want to, expound more about the article that you had done for him, you're welcome to do it. Because this is not my show. This is for people like Johnny and other individuals, because I want to get the word out there about what we do, and let them know that we're not just invalids. So tell everybody about the article that you had done and where they can find it and what have you.
Yeah, so our magazine this semester, the theme is Face the Music, and we did a bunch of music profiles. So we really wanted to focus more on the fact that Johnny's a great musician who taught himself everything he knows, and he's overcome so much to get here, but mainly he's just a cool guy. So I kind of just went to one of the parties he was DJing at, and I brought my husband so that we could, and we kind of had an understanding. He told us ahead of time, like, "Hey, I might need you to help guide some people." So I was a little bit nervous, but I got over that really fast.
Let me stop you right there. What were you nervous about? Because I want to, I'm very nosy. So what were you nervous about?
Well, mainly I was nervous about not doing it well enough, or like, some people don't like to be touched in a certain way. Like, right. They want to grab your arm, they want to do that. And I don't ever want to make someone feel uncomfortable. Dang. And I was just kind of afraid, especially because I was guiding more women. I was guiding the women at the party. And I would help them get into the bathroom and stuff, and some women need a little bit more help than others. And so, because they were either born blind or they weren't, they might need a little bit more assistance. But I just didn't want to offend anyone. But again, like, it was all about intent. And my intent was to be someone's eyes. My intent was to just help them get from one place to another. It's really not that hard. And
you were comfortable with it after you had worked with them, guiding them to the...
Yeah, the one time I was a little more nervous is when Johnny asked me to guide him into the pool so he could jump in. And I had this thought, I'm like, okay, you're literally leading a blind man into a giant body of water.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you don't know this pool. Like,
yeah.
But I was already in it, and, I helped him in it, and then he was fine. He knows that pool. He can swim. Like, I trusted him. That's the thing, is it's about trust.
But you were a bit apprehensive in the beginning, though, which is neat,
I was a little nervous, because I'd only talked to people that were blind. I hadn't really guided them before.
Okay. Well, I did read a story in your article. Y'all were playing Marco Polo and what have you, so I did read that story. But so, Johnny or DJ Bindope, what are your favorite types of parties that you like to play for, or is there any type of music that prompted you to be, like, well, I'm only gonna perform for this particular party, or I'm just open to everything? I know I asked you that, but it has to be a situation where I know if there's a bunch of individuals who are, let's say, gangster rappers, would you perform for them?
I like old school hip hop.
Say it again.
I like old school hip hop. Dr. Dre, Tupac, Biggie Smalls.
So the answer would be yes. You would perform for individuals who are a gangster party or things of that nature.
If the money's right.
Okay.
You believe I'll do it.
Names aside from Big Boy, are there any other DJs that you kind of like mimic or model?
Yeah, I used to mimic my cousin DJ Prospect, and also I know other DJs. If I can do a couple shout outs to my one and only DJ Moy. He's the one that actually taught me how to DJ and taught me how to mix everything right, if you know what I mean by that.
Okay. Has there been any time when you were actually doing your set where you maybe have gotten off course, or you just basically prepared the whole time? Because I prepared myself when I used to DJ, and I made sure nobody don't touch, nobody comes touch my records, nobody don't touch anything.
Oh yeah, best believe it. When I set up, I make sure nobody would touch my stuff. And I want to bring this up because Alana actually was like, "I'll help you." I'm like, "No, I got it.
Exactly.
I want to do it." Not, and I told her straight out. I go, "Look, I want to do it. I want to sit there and I want to plug everything in. Just plug in the outlet. That's all I need you to do." And she saw me break up that DJ system and break it down, and she was just tripping out how I was rolling up all the chords. And because if something's misplaced, I don't like that.
Okay.
And it happened to me once. One of my buddies actually like, "Oh, I'll help you," and he started unscrewing everything, and everything was misplaced.
Yep.
And that's when I got upset because of that.
I know exactly what you mean, because in a sense, people don't. If you're sighted, in most cases in Atlanta, you probably can attest to that. You don't have you have a tendency just to put something down and like, well, I can find it, whatever. But blind people are much more careful. They try to make sure things are more set in the area where they can actually can find it and what have you. So I definitely can be a advocate of that. So with that being said, Lonnie, I want you to give in, because you said when you met Johnny, you were kind of like a little bit reluctant, as I may have, for lack of better words. But tell the people how it is when they actually meet someone who is visually impaired. I mean, it's basically the same. You just have to know in yourself what you need to do, but just give them some synapses in terms of what they should and should not do.
So I talked to Johnny about that too, because I didn't want to offend anybody. But you kind of, the main thing that I've noticed when I was talking to people in the newsroom when we were talking about the story is to introduce yourself, because otherwise you're just a random person showing up in front of somebody who can't see you, and you're kind of expecting something. And when you socialize, we often go based off of the facial cues and just what we see. And they don't see that. They don't get that input. So you kind of have to explain, "Hi, my name is blank. Can I help you get somewhere? Or do you need me to help find something?" Also, I learned to never call it a walking stick. You don't call it that. It's a cane. And basically just ask how they prefer to be guided. Some people would prefer to hold my arm at the elbow kind of area. Some people don't want that at all. They want it on the shoulder. It depends on how someone feels comfortable. Mm-hmm. And, just be respectful.
Man, I don't even know what else to say about what you just said, because it appears that working with him, and I know this is a 2-part interview, but, so I just, I told Johnny, I'll bring you on because it was needed. You definitely explained to individuals how you, as a sighted person, approach blind people, and how you would, upon talking with them, how you actually work with them, and how you take them around, or how you show them different things, and that's important. But Johnny, with that being said, as far as working with Alani and working with your DJ situation, how has it been, or what could you say to people to say, well, hey, I've been able to be successful. I found somebody who doesn't mind showing me what needs to be shown. So you basically touching 2 birds with one stone, and letting them know, basically how you are. So how do you basically, what can you say to the people that I'm just like everybody else. I'm just a blind person who actually DJs, and what I can do to treat people or show people what needs to be done as far as showing blind people around. You follow me?
Yeah.
I know that was long-winded. I was a lot. I am long-winded, but go ahead.
So what you can do is, don't be scared. For you sighted individuals, don't be scared. Sometimes blind people just are as normal as you. You just got to really, show them how to do it. If they need to get somewhere, just show them, have them hang on to you or things like that.
Okay. So with that being said, do you have any parties that you're getting ready to perform for?
As of right now, no. But if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, you
Give
can
it
follow
to real
me
slow.
at DJAY_BIN_DOPE.
One more time.
DEEJAY_BIN_DOPE.
Okay. Ben Dope, that's what I'm talking about. The guy is good. Hopefully he'll send us some videos to where you can actually see him in action. And with his friend Lonnie,
Mhm.
tell everyone where they can find the article.
Yeah. You can follow us at logosmagazinecc.com. That's LOGOS Magazine CC, and that's on Instagram and Twitter. And then Johnny's article is logosmagazinecc.com/profile-sensing-rhythm. Sorry. Once again, that's logosmagazinecc.com/profile-sensing-rhythm.
Okay.
And his DJ Bindope Sensing Rhythm.
Say it again.
And it's about DJ Bindope, and it's titled Sensing Rhythm.
I checked it out, and it's very interesting. Y'all didn't check it out. I'm also put it in the description. But again, thank you all for subscribing to the Parker Daniels Show. Continue to subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Continue to comment, share, follow, hit the like button and everything. And I want to thank Lonnie and Johnny for coming on. I got it right?
Yeah, Johnny and
Alana.
Alana.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say it 3 times so y'all know Alana. And she never did correct me. She just went on, and that's the mark of a good interview. And you check me about it later. But as I conclude, Alana. That's the individual who had done the article on Johnny, who was DJ Ben Dope. I'm telling you, you know what? Briefly, in 5 seconds, tell us why they call you Ben Dope, because I didn't even get to that part because there's so much. I just can't put it all into one. Tell them why they call you Ben Dope.
They call me Ben Dope because I'm dope. I don't know. I just been dope all the time. I don't. and that's why they call it that.
No matter what, he's always been
Well, he
dope.
started out.
Go ahead.
He started out DJ B spinning, and then his cousin was like, "No, you be spinning now, but you've always been
Yo,
dope."
make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the Parker Daniels Show on YouTube. And like I said, I really appreciate you guys tuning in and also tuning into my story.